This isn't about reinventing the wheel. It's about simple changes that will make the next conversation you have more focused, more efficient, and more meaningful. Think about the past few times you wanted to have a conversation with somebody. Did you plan it? Where did you go? Were you ever distracted? We are more influenced by our surroundings than we realize. We are more easily distracted consciously and subconsciously when we are stationary while having conversations. It's easier to get unfocused and restless, even when talking about things that are important to us. There's a better way to create an organic and open flow of conversation, and that's through peripatetic conversations. Now, what does peripatetic mean? Peripatetic means walking or traveling about. The roots come from ancient Greece and Aristotle's Peripatetic school of philosophy that he created and taught at. Story has it that Aristotle would always walk up and down a corridor of the school, talking and teaching his students. Like Aristotle's methods long ago, walking creates the ideal environment to have a conversation physically, mentally, and socially. The mechanics of walking and talking makes it a lot easier for you to focus on the conversation and solely focus on the person, what you're saying, and the discussion you're having. The intent of this project is to help people understand that peripatetic conversations can be more effective and meaningful, and to encourage them to walk during their conversations rather than simply sitting down. This method is not just for serious conversations either. This is a technique to use anytime you want to connect more fully with someone else, whether you're catching up on the day's events or discussing a life-changing decision. Here's how to have a peripatetic conversation. First, determine the path you'd like to walk. Having a determined path will minimize distractions and interruptions that would hinder the flow of your conversation. If possible, don't have the path circle around and go back to the same walkways multiple times. To the best of your ability, choose a pathway that is calm and doesn't have too many things that could be considered distractions. Choose a path that is wide enough for both people to walk side by side and is relatively flat. You don't want this to be too physically strenuous so it distracts from your conversation. Then determine the length of the walk depending on how long you think the conversation will last. An average person walking at a brisk pace walks a mile in about 15 minutes. So try and guess how far you will need to walk to facilitate your conversation. Lastly, of course, wear appropriate clothing and shoes for the weather and environment you end up walking in. Now, obviously, peripatetic conversations do not guarantee that every conversation goes perfectly, and they won't give you something to talk about out of nowhere. But it will create the ideal environment for the conversations you want to have in your life. If you want more information about peripatetic conversations, head over to our website to learn more.